El 80% de la gente que trabaja en este mundo no está contenta con su chamba. Por eso tenemos hoy a el fundador de el Happiness Studies Academy, un estudioso de la Universidad de Harvard de la felicidad, y es Tal Ben-Shahar. I think we met during COVID, no? And we had only seen each other via Zoom. You're the man with the happy plan. You're the man with the master plan. How are you?
Can I take this, the man with a happy plan?
Of course. You're the man with the happy plan. Bueno, este señor que tengo aquí en el estudio el día de hoy es el famosísimo Tal Ben-Shahar. Experto en liderazgo, experto en felicidad, en autoestima, en resiliencia. Es profesor en la Universidad de Harvard, cofundador de Happiness Studies, creador e instructor del programa de certificación de estudios de la felicidad, que es la primera maestría en artes en estudios de la felicidad, en el programa Happier School. Es autor de libros. Do you know the title of your books in Spanish?
Felicidad.
Felicidad.
That's all I know.
That's all you know. Okay, it's a bit longer than that, but in English it's Happier, Learn the Secrets to Daily Joy and Lasting Fulfillment. Otro que es Choose the Life You Want, 101 Ways to Create Your Own Road to Happiness, entre muchos otros. Es famosísimo y viene a México a promover un encuentro que se llama Hope Circuit, organizado por el Instituto del Bienestar Integral, que se va a llevar a cabo en México. So let's start at the beginning, because this is, for me, the first time I've ever seen you, although I've seen you on Zoom many times. What is positive leadership?
Positive leadership is essentially applying the science of happiness to the realm of leadership. Because what research found, and what many leaders discover in their own lives, is that when you take the science of happiness and apply it to leadership, the leaders get better.
Yeah.
They perform better. Their followers perform better. The organization benefits. So positive leadership is the science of happiness applied to the realm of leadership.
Okay, so for marketing effects, we're going to do a little market research here on Twitter. What does a positive leader look like? Let's see if somebody in the audience has a boss that looks like that.
So there are a few elements that a positive leader has. The first element is they have a sense of meaning and purpose.
Yeah.
So they have something that is important to them, and they're able to communicate the sense of significance and purpose to their employees.
Yeah.
So that's the first characteristic.
So it doesn't matter if you're a graphic designer or you're the accountant for the company or if you do marketing. It is important for everybody to understand what the mission of the company, what the mission and the objective and the goal of what they do every day is.
Exactly. And they're able to connect the work of the employee and every employee to that purpose. So there's a famous story about JFK, John F. Kennedy, who went into NASA, and he asked the cleaner there, the person who was sweeping the floors, "What are you doing?" And that cleaner said, "I'm sending a man to the moon." That's being connected to purpose.
Okay, great. Okay, so that's number one and number two. Number three.
Another very important element is that they know how to appreciate. They do not take for granted the work of the other employees.
Oh my God, that's when shit hits the fan. I think that so many employees do not feel appreciated.
In fact, there is research on it that the over 80% of employees do not feel that they're appreciated for all that they do at work. Now, the interesting thing is those who do, first of all, produce a lot more. They work harder. Second, they're more creative. Third, they're much less likely to leave the workplace. So retention goes up when there is high levels of appreciation. But it's not just appreciation that, I appreciate your work, you're great. It's specific appreciation, showing that you really care as a leader, as a manager, about what they do.
Okay. And then I think that we're at number 4. Is that right? Okay, shoot.
So a positive leader brings high positive energy to the organization. Now, there are a few elements here. First of all, it's high energy. Second, it's not just high energy, because high energy can also be negative. It's high energy that is positive. Now, why is that so important? Because the leader's emotions are contagious. Meaning, if the leader brings low
excitement
energy,
and
exactly,
passion.
Excitement and passion. Because if they bring low energy, then the rest of the organization is going to function on low energy. You can't get much done. If it's negative energy, you're not going to get the creativity that comes from positivity.
Of course.
So high positive energy.
I know there's a stat that says that approximately, and I don't know if you have a different number, but like 97, 98% of people in the world are not happy with what they do every day, are not happy in their job. And that's where we spend most of our time. This is a tragedy.
Yeah, it truly is. We spend most hours of the day in the workplace, and the overwhelming majority of people are unhappy all the way to miserable in the workplace. And this is why we see such high turnover. You know, the great resignation today when people are leaving their jobs, looking for other possibilities, other opportunities. Now, the sad thing about it is that if they become happier, not only is it good for them, it's also good for the organization.
Yes.
In other words, happiness pays. Happiness is a good investment.
Of course. How can you be happier in your job if you're not happy in your job?
So first of all, the key is to take responsibility. Yes, of course.
That hurts.
Yeah,
that hurts.
We would all love to have the perfect boss who will appreciate us and encourage us and bring positive energy and help us find a sense of meaning and purpose at work. But that doesn't always happen. The first thing to understand is that we need to take responsibility for our lives.
How do you mean?
To accept the fact that no one is coming to save us. No one is coming to
make it better.
Yeah. We have to do it. Now, how do we do it? The first step is to understand that small changes make a big difference when consistently applied. Small changes make a big difference when consistently applied. So if we introduce small changes into our day-to-day, they can actually overall change our experience.
So you are not saying, which is what I expected you to say, resign, move on, look for another job, and find something that fills you with passion.
First of all, this is not the luxury that many people have.
Yeah.
If you do have that luxury, that may be the right thing to do. However, in many cases, you will just find a similar experience in your next job.
Yeah.
So first of all, start with yourself. Bring about change in your life.
Okay. So it's not only about being responsible, it's about taking control of what you can control.
Exactly. So here are some of the things that
we can do. Those small changes that you were talking about. Yeah.
I'll give you a personal example. You know, I wake up in the morning and I teach as part of the Happiness Studies Academy, or I write. Now, I can wake up and say, okay, another day of writing, another day of teaching the same thing. Or I can say, I have an opportunity, a privilege now to share what I care about so much with others. What did I do? I simply reframed what I'm doing anyway. In other words, I asked myself, what is meaningful about what I'm doing? With this simple question, what is meaningful in what I'm doing, we can reframe our experience.
Yeah. So like every morning, you know, this is a very long commute to the radio show. And sometimes I'm just exhausted and I'm like, I cannot believe that I'm getting in a car again to drive all the way to the radio station to do a 3-hour-long radio show. And then what I say to myself is, well, maybe this is the day when something I say, when something somebody else says, when something somebody out there hears might change their life. And then there's a reason to get up and drive all the way here.
Beautiful. It's exactly actively finding meaning in what you do.
Yeah, because what we tend to do is, I'm going to go to work again. I'm going to sit down 8 hours at my desk. And so it's like retelling yourself the story that you need to hear.
Another thing that, again, can take 1 or 2 minutes a day is appreciate what you're doing. So Teresa Amabile, who's a professor at Harvard Business School, showed that people who at the end of the day think of one thing that they made progress on, one thing that they appreciate in their workday, as a result of that, are more creative, more productive, happier at work. And that takes 1 or 2 minutes, and you can do it as a team at work, or you can do it by yourself. But just appreciate one good thing that happened to you during the day.
It's like recognize, identify what that thing was, then appreciate, feel gratefulness for it.
Exactly.
And that will make you more productive, creative, and happy. Tal, thank you so much.
Thank you, Martha.
Did you
for
have fun?
All that I did. Thank you for all that you're doing and the positive energy that you're bringing to the world.
Well, you know what? I think that's the magic of radio. It doesn't matter how exhausted I am. I just press the on button, the microphone turns on, and I think I have like this rush of, I don't know if it's Red Bull, I don't know what comes into my system. And then at 1, I go off again.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.